Hi and welcome to Cheeky Richo Cooking's chorizo and prawn omelettes made in the pie maker. This recipe is a special request for Tradecycles. I hope you enjoy Tradecycles. The ingredients are in the recipe box below, so let's get started. We've pre-cooked our chorizo here. We're just going to chop that roughly, peel our freshly cooked prawns, beat our eggs and our fresh herbs, and basically that's it with a little bit of pepper because there's a bit of spice and a bit of salt in our chorizo. Now we're just going to crack our eggs. Don't worry about breaking the yolks because we're going to be doing that anyway. Okay, this is super fast. We've just got a little bit of freshly cracked pepper here and give our eggs a whisk. A couple of minutes until they're well broken up. Do it with the food processor if you like, or go cordless. Okay, our chorizo has actually been pre-cooked and that rendered a lot of excess fat out of it, otherwise it would really be quite greasy, and it also gets a little bit of a caramelization on it and increases its flavor, so we don't want those chopped up too finely. There we go. Mix it in with our herbs, freshly picked from our garden. Keep your fingers well away from the leading edge of your sharp knife. Now you could put some Spanish onion in this if you like, but we're just going to pop our herbs in there. Spring onion, same thing, straight from our garden. Lose any woody bits on the diagonal and that will stop them from rolling all over the bench. Okay, and just give them a rough chop. Every little omelette ends up with a little bit of everything. You can see how incredibly quick this is. You could do it for a weekend breakfast, or it's even fast enough to do for a midweek breakfast. Now, prawns. I've showed you how to peel these before. Just take the head off, take the first couple of pieces of the body off, squeeze the tail, and then remove the excess. I'm going to remove the digestive tract because we don't want any grit in our omelette. Okay, just sharp knife down its back, separate it, and just pull it straight out. And what you have is clean prawn. Okay, just discard that and put those to one side. Continue with the rest. Okay, prawns have been cleaned and deveined. We're just going to mix our herbs and chorizo into our egg mixture. Give our prawns a rough chop. Our pie maker is on, and because Tradecycles has a couple of scratches on her pie maker, I'm going to show you how to stop your little omelettes or anything that you're cooking from sticking. I'm just going to brush it with a little olive oil. It's better if you don't use a spray oil because that actually can interfere with your non-stick coating. That's all we're going to do with those prawns. In we go. They can get together with everything else. Okay, now we're just going to slice a tomato and put one slice of tomato on the top of it. You could use sun-dried tomatoes if you like. Omit them all together, or even pop in a little cherry tomato or a little egg tomato to give that little fresh pop when you're eating your omelette. So we'll just put those to one side. They're not getting mixed in with the omelette, they're going on top. A couple of drops of olive oil into our pie maker, which is nice and hot now. Just a couple of drops. I'm using a silicone basting brush. Don't use a plastic one because it will melt. And just make sure you've got all of those surfaces well coated with that oil, including the top, just to make sure that it releases properly. And now we're just going to use a little scoop. This is a 1/4 cup. I think it's not going to be big enough, but it'll be easier to do that. Oh no, that's going to be fine. 1/4 cup measurement's perfect. Just make sure you get a little bit of everybody in there. Pop a slice of tomato on top and close the lid. Okay, this is smelling pretty amazing, and look how lovely and puffed they are, and of course they have not stuck. Never use a metal implement in a non-stick surface because you will regret it. We're just going to get out of there somehow. Look at that. These are a grab and go breakfast. They're nice and soft and light and fluffy. You can see they're beautifully cooked. Little sprig of parsley. And there you have it, Cheeky Richo's prawn and chorizo omelettes made in the pie maker.